ahead and resume right now. I do want to welcome you to today's webinar on the Master of Science in Analytics program. I'm pleased to be joined by Professor Cesar Acosta, who is a professor in the department that the Master of Science in Analytics program exists. So what I want to do, my name is William Schwerin, Director for Graduate Recruitment at the Viterbi School of Engineering. I'm going to share my screen and just show some slides, just kind of as an introduction to our university. So USC stands for the University of Southern California. We are a private institution located in Los Angeles. We're founded back in 1880, which makes us the oldest private institution in LA. We are a research university, okay? And one unique thing that not many people realize is our total student population is around 46,000 students, okay? We actually have more graduate students at USC than undergrads. So our graduate student population is very strong and very large. So there are a lot of students pursuing both their master's and or their PhD from USC. And the same goes for USC Viterbi, and I'll talk about that briefly in a moment. But I mentioned that we're located in Los Angeles, and one of the nice things about Los Angeles is there's something for everyone. It's multicultural, great food, sunny majority of the days of the year. So it's a really great place. I like to tell students when I meet them, you know, it's a great place for young people because it is so energetic and just a fast-paced environment. The School of Engineering, and I'll show you here, there you see we do have more graduate students than undergrads. And our school consists of 8 academic departments, okay? Now, the nice thing at the master's level, students really have the opportunity to specialize in a particular area, such as the program in analytics. So you really get the chance to become experts and graduate into industry and become leaders in your field. So that's all that I wanted to share on my end. I will hand it off to our star Professor Acosta right now to speak more about the Master of Science in Analytics program. Take it away.
Okay, William, thank you very much for letting me be here. Hello, everyone. This is Professor Acosta from Department of Industrial and Systems Engineering at USC. I am the director of the Masters in Analytics program, and I would like to introduce our program along with answers to questions that I frequently receive from applicants every year and from current students. So let's start with my presentation. So William, can I share my screen?
Yes, absolutely. So I've made you co-host. So hopefully you will be able to just share screen. There you go. Perfect.
Okay, so let me set up my my screen. I think we are ready now.
Yes, we can see that.
Okay, so as I said, this is a short presentation about what our program in analytics is, and I expect you to feel free to interrupt me if you have questions, point to clarify, or feel free to use the chat window to write if you prefer to write any question or any point you want to share with us. So these are my coordinates. You feel free to use the email, my USC email address, and we have a website. So anytime I can help you clarify what you need to make the best decision for you in terms of your future career. That is something that I used to tell my current students and as well as any applicants that we have. You should also need to know that we have a graduate student advisor, is Ms. Mary Ordaz. So feel free to ask her any questions, any question related to our program as well. So these are questions that I before I introduce formally our program, these are simple questions that are in the mind of applicants and students when they arrive. So they used to ask, what is analytics and what is the relationship or the difference with data science? Are they related in any way? And the last question that is probably the most important for you to make a decision is, why would you study at USC? Considering that there are many programs related to data science and analytics nowadays in different schools across the world. So let me clarify these topics, and I will start with the second question. What is data science, which is a broader topic than analytics? So in general, data science combines three fields of study. They combine computer science, statistics, and business to find useful information from raw data. Now, when I say business, I refer to business domain. I'm not talking about specific industry or a particular type of corporation. I'm talking about a business domain. So the business domain can be, for example, medicine, or the business domain may be astronomy. As long as there is an area where this is going to be applied, and you put all the power of statistics and computer science, we can find useful information that can help make decisions and clarify points related to that business domain. Now, what is data analytics? Analytics is a subfield of data science. Its focus is on analyzing data to find answers to business questions. And the reason we want to find answers to business questions is because we want to make decisions and we want to search for the best decision. So we analyze the data, and in the program, basically in every course in the program, we keep doing that. We keep analyzing data to solve problems that are related to business questions. So what is the relationship between these two? So I will start with software tools that are probably, if you are applying for data science or business or analytics, probably you know some of these tools, or maybe you know all of them. So a specialist called data analyst usually knows this piece of software. So they know how to do data visualization using Tableau or maybe Power BI. They know how to analyze data to build predictive models or prescriptive models using Python, R, or SAS. They know how to get data from databases using SQL or NoSQL. And maybe they want to put their results online. So they want to embed into their website some applications. And to do that, they probably know how to use HTML and CSS. And if you don't know that, we have courses in which the students learn these tools. And our focus is mainly on Python, R, SAS, and SQL. Now, a data scientist, in addition, would probably will know an additional set of tools like Linux, Google Cloud, that can be Amazon Web Services, Google Cloud, or Azure. They also probably would know Java, JavaScript, Hadoop, or Spark to work with big data. So we say that, as I mentioned before, the data analyst is a subset of data science. In general terms, a data analyst does not have to know how to do cloud computing. But a data scientist most likely will be able to deal with that. So that is an example where data science goes beyond what's data analytics. It is also common that a data analyst may want to, in some cases, transition into a data science field, especially if you have a good background, a strong background in data analytics, and you want to be able to, for example, work with big data. Because for big data, we need special kind of tools like Hadoop, Spark, Scala, and others. So that is a general overview of what is these areas. Now, another question you may ask is yourself is why I should go to USC if there are many other places where I can study data science, analytics, and the reason is basically the opportunities that you may have if you choose to study at USC. Now, when I say opportunities, I refer to opportunities to find a job, opportunities to do research. USC is a top-tier research university. Opportunities for networking with current students and with past students that are have already graduated but are working in the field, and opportunities to do internships during regular semester or during the summer period. Now, in the USC, we have a career center, and in Viterbi School of Engineering, we also have a department which can be called the Viterbi Career Center. So these places or this department are have as main objective to do career fairs, and they do 2 or 3 career fairs every semester. So we have in the fall, we have in the spring, USC level career fairs and Viterbi level career fairs. And they help the students with their resume. They help them modify, improve their resume. They perform mock interviews, and they give the students appropriate counseling to improve their chances to find a job. And keep in mind that we are located at the heart of Los Angeles, 5 minutes from downtown. So big corporations are located there, and you may want to take a look at those opportunities and take advantage if you study at USC instead of a peaceful away town from the heart of a big city. Now, the positions that graduating students find when they complete the program are very diverse, and I'm just listing a few of them. So they can work as a data analyst, as a data scientist, for example, as a financial analyst. So that is an analytics professional with a focus on financial data, position in a consulting company as a junior associate, as an entry level, or maybe as an analytics manager. So these are opportunities that are regularly available for students graduating in analytics. So now let me go over the program. What do we offer in our master's program?
Excuse me, Professor, if I could just interject for 1 second. We did have a couple questions. Just, do you know of any companies off the top of your head that, you know, they're not just based in Los Angeles, correct? There are companies based kind of throughout the U.S. that hire our students.
Of course. I mean, there are the same company may have locations in or branches in different cities. Let me tell you that many of our graduates are currently working in San Francisco. They apply frequently to the tech industry, and sometimes they go to Seattle. But if you are planning to do, for example, an internship during the semester, it is better to stay close to campus because you will be taking classes. And in that case, to be close to the downtown area is a plus. However, when it comes to summer periods or when it comes to finding a full-time job after graduation, then you can apply to any corporation across the US. And if the corporation, the process of hiring is usually a set of interviews. Probably you will start with a telephone interview, then you may go to the a local branch office to have a first interview. And if you perform well, you probably will be invited to go to the exact location, to the headquarters, If the headquarters are in Chicago or New York, that should be not a problem. You will be invited to spend a whole day with interviews on site to meet the people in the area you are expected to be working at. Any other question?
That was great. Thank you so much. There was a question that came in as well. So the first question came in from Q&A. This question comes from the chat from one of our attendees. Would you say it's accurate to think of data science as the theory and development of data management techniques and analytics as the application of those techniques towards focused objectives? In that sense, are analytics programs more geared towards industry careers?
Well, let me tell you this. As I mentioned before, we are talking about the intersection of three fields of study. So that is computer science, statistics, and business. That means that the tools that students learn in our program are very general, not only for in a particular industry. This can be applied in government, this can be applied in science, this can be applied, the tools they learn can be applied in, of course, in industry, in service sector, in retail, in consulting. There's no limit. It's like talking about math or talking about statistics. Those are tools that students learn that are available to be applied to almost any kind of data set. So we instruct the students to work with data sets. So if the data set is, for example, a data set of cancer patients, or it's a data set of images, or where they want to do some pattern recognition or classification, that applies perfectly. Now, if the problem is a financial problem, is a investment problem, it's a marketing problem, that works as well. So these kind of tools are very general across multiple set of domains. I hope that clarifies.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so to continue to describing our program, this is a 3-semester program. The students have to complete 10 courses. And usually to complete those courses, they register in 3 courses per semester. So after 3 semesters, they have 9 courses. And if they take an additional 1 course in any summer period, then that's it, they complete the program in 3 semesters. So that is definitely what any student can do. What most students do, however, is they extended their program. This is an election that the students have to stay for 4 semesters and have the last semester available for the job search. The job search is, sometimes we say it's a full-time process in which the student has to be preparing for interviews, preparing the resume, apply many times online or in different ways, go to career fairs, go to events, answer to different interviews, participate in different events. So it is very common that students choose to stay for 4 semesters. The students can do internships every summer. That is optional. And we strongly recommend to graduate with at least 1, if not 2, summer internships. That is an excellent experience, and that is something that the student really give value, especially when it comes for questions in the interviews. They used to ask, the potential employers used to ask the students questions about their past experience, and that experience is usually in the form of internships during their graduate stay at USC, or maybe their undergraduate experience at their first school. So the last term, the last fall, we had slightly more than 100 admitted students in the last academic year. So that is giving you a general idea of what the program is about. This is the program. The program requires the students to take 4 courses shown on the left column, top corner. So as you can see, all our courses are 3 units. So they have to take 4 courses that are required. Once they take those courses, they are able to choose what we call electives. They have to take 1 course from group A of electives, and they have to choose 2 courses from group B of electives. And in addition, they have to take 3 electives, usually 1 from our department, ISE elective, and 2 additional electives that are usually called free electives. That means these electives can be from any other school at USC. For example, the School of Business, the School of Science, the School of Communication, and there are many schools at USC. Now, given the time constraint, I'm not going to get into details of each of these courses. This is just to browse and give you a general idea of what the program is about. So if you want to see all ISE courses that we have, you feel free to go onto classes.usc.edu. This is the display that you are going to see once you get into that site, and you are able to click on any of those 3 small windows. And if you click on Spring 2021, you are going to be able to see the courses that are going to be offered in the coming spring. If you click on the Fall 2020, you will see the courses, the current courses that are being offered. And if you click on the bottom right corner that says Schedule of Classes Archive, then you will be able to see the courses that were offered in any of the previous semesters. Now, let's talk about electives. These are the electives that students can choose. They can choose 1 ISE elective and 2 free electives, as I mentioned before. Now, in our department, we have different programs. We have around 9 master's programs. One of them is Analytics, actually is the newest one. And from Analytics, we have this set of courses: Financial Analytics, Text Analytics, and more. And we are investigating new courses that we can open in the coming year. So students can take those electives, or they may choose to take as elective courses from other department in Viterbi or from other USC school. Now, common departments, popular departments where students choose to take courses are computer science, data science, or, as I said, from other school. And these are the departments that belong to Viterbi. And I am showing you with 2 red arrows the departments that offer courses that are highly related to our master's program. It is very rare that a student is taking an elective from, for example, chemical engineering or mechanical engineering, because those are not areas much related to our program, but computer science and data science are. Now, in other schools, Marshall is our School of Business, and they have a data science and operations department. And the courses from that department are also of interest to our students. So some non-ISE elective courses that are very popular among our students are courses that I am showing you right now. And there are more, but these are the most popular, the courses that are chosen by our students more frequently. For example, in Marshall, you can see that they offer a marketing analytics course, while we offer a financial analytics course. So to some extent, I would say that they complement each other. Now, it is very important for students to start doing an internship. And when they when they apply and they find an internship, the way they do such an internship is by means of a curricular practical training, commonly known as CPT. Uh, not to be confused with OPT, which is the practical training that a graduated student can do. So CPT is a paid off-campus internship that can be performed while the student is in our program. To do that, the student must have an F1 student status for at least one academic year. One academic year means 2 semesters. That means 9 months, not 12, in our program. They should apply on their own to different industries and corporations. And of course, we try to tailor and help the student the most we can, as I already mentioned, through our career centers. I also, as a program director, I also help the students. The students are very willing to ask me for help in how to apply and what is the best way to be prepared for not only apply, but to continue through the process of hiring. So they must have an offer letter before they register into the CPT. And once they register, they have to do it in one of our 2 courses for CPT, which is called Engineering 596 and 597. These are one unit courses. So during a regular semester, they can also do a CPT. And to do that, the student may work as a part-time. That means no more than 20 hours per week. And at the same time, the student has to have a full-time course enrollment, which by law is 8 units or more. And during that summer, there is no requirement of course enrollment, so the student is free to work full-time. And during the final semester, the last semester, the student can work full-time if their course enrollment does not exceed 4 units or 4 credits. In addition, I have to disclose that reduced course load cannot be taken at the same time as CPT or simultaneously. So reduced course load is a special situation that a student has if they think that the requirement by US law that international student has to have 8 units. But if the student, for some reason, for example, an accident, for example, a sickness, or some particular situation, is not able to cope with 8 units, so the student is allowed to have reduced course load throughout their program. And in addition, remote CPT is not allowed unless the student continues with the same company from a prior CPT. There is an exception this semester due to the pandemics. This rule was exempted. So if you want to get more details into what the rules about CPT are, please go onto the link shown on this slide. Another option is to do directed research. So some students are willing to do this program as a preparation for a PhD. And as a preparation, nothing better than do research with a faculty member. So the student can register any term onto ISC 590 called directed research. So in directed research, the students can do research with a faculty member. They must agree with a faculty member to work in a particular topic. And usually the faculty is one of his or her instructors. So the student has to ask the instructor if the instructor has a topic of interest to both the student and the faculty, and if they are willing to work together. So at the end of the research, the student has to write a written report about their findings. in ISC, our programs usually accept directed research for 1 or 2 units, and directed research is offered every semester, so they can do it at any time. Okay, so I hope this was a short introduction clarifying details about our master's program in analytics. Please feel free to contact me at the address that I am showing you. We also have a website. So right now I will stop to allow students to ask any questions or points that they would like to clarify.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Professor. That was wonderful and very educational as well, for myself included. I do want to encourage students to ask questions. Go ahead and feel free to drop some questions in the Q&A, and hopefully myself and Professor will be able to assist you. Okay, so we did have a question about the teaching method. Currently, we are remote. So we are planning for hybrid in the spring. And we're just going to abide by whatever LA County mandates, but we're planning for hybrid for spring semester. Currently this fall, it is entirely online, however. We have another question, Professor. Can you speak about the demographics? Yeah.
Demographics?
Yeah, I don't, it's,
our group
yeah,
of
so sorry, I'm not sure if you can.
Yeah, I mean, our group of students is very diverse. They come from very different backgrounds. We have students from business. We have students from different areas of engineering. We have students from science. And the reason we have this kind of students, this type of students, is because and most of our students come from Asia. The reason is that when the student applies, we require that the student has some background, and we require that the student has some background in terms of calculus, very basic background, but at least they have to know what do we mean by optimization and how to find extreme points, for example, what is a matrix, how to perform matrix operations. So, and if a student comes from, for example, some undergraduate majors, probably if they don't have those backgrounds, they are going to find difficult to get admitted. But most students from engineering, from science, and from business are usually allowed to get in our program. Now, I have a question from one of our attendees saying, could you please go over the factors you look for making admission decisions? Well, usually we consider the following factors. The students are asked to take the GRE, and we focus on the quantitative portion of the GRE. So if your score in the verbal part is let's say quite low, that will not affect your application. Now, in addition, we also focus on their undergraduate GPA. We focus on their letters of recommendation and the background that I already mentioned. That is, we expect the students to know some basic concepts about statistics. So you should have had during your undergraduate at least one course in statistics, no matter which one, but at least one course related to statistics, and one course related to calculus, and one course related to some computer programming. No matter which language it is, that is going to be very helpful for us. So and if you have a good score, and if you have those courses in your undergraduate, then you should be fine. I have another question here that says, if online, can we still apply for an intern in the US that is remote? I have students that are doing remote CPT, but please keep in mind that to do an intern, as I mentioned before, you have to have at least 2 semesters. So you can do internships. Suppose you arrive in the fall, okay? You arrive in August. So you take the fall semester, then you take the spring semester, and then you are ready to start your first intern in May of the second year. And if you want to do an internship in the first semester, well, the US law is not going to allow. Now, that means that if you arrive and start your our program in August this year, I'm sorry, in 2021, then your internship is going to start, your first internship is going to start in May 2022. Again, you arrive in August 2021, and you start your first internship in May 2022. Now, by that time, we expect that the pandemic is over, so there should not be any problem.
Are there any other questions for Professor Acosta? No, okay. Well, Professor, I would like to thank you again for joining. If no one has any other questions, I'll hop back on. And just want to let everyone know our application deadlines. So we admit for fall and spring semesters. We're now accepting applications for fall semester of 2021, the application deadline being January 15th. We have an earlier application deadline of December 15th for students who want to be considered for scholarships. We don't have full funding available for master's students. We have some partial merit-based awards that we have. So if you want to be considered, apply by December 15th. We also admit for spring semester, but that application deadline has already passed for spring 2021. Spring 2022 application deadline won't be until September 15th of next year. So you have some time if you're thinking about spring. Let's see, it looks like we have one other question about admission rolling based. No, I mean, our admissions office will wait until the application deadline to send out the admission offers right after. And usually, depending on the number of applications that that come in and that we receive, our admissions office is sending out admission decisions from January to usually around late March, early April. So it does kind of vary.
Let me give you an additional comment, William.
Please do.
I think that the best way a student can have an idea of what our master's program is about is to connect with current students. And if you are in Asia, maybe you know WeChat, you can use WeChat and connect with current students that we have. You can there are several groups of current students in our program. And you can also connect with them by social media. It may be US social media like Facebook, like LinkedIn. LinkedIn is probably the best resource that students have for finding a job. But there are social media places that are not USC based, not US based, and you can use them as well. So the best way is to ask. Of course, you can ask me anytime. You have my coordinates. You can send me a message, but you can also talk to current students or even graduated students to ask them how is their experience in our program, and make decisions based on that. I think that is a powerful and a very efficient way to decide.
Great, thank you. With that, I'm going to end the webinar now. I do want to thank those who have joined us to listen to what Professor Acosta had to say, and hope you gained some helpful insights into any of the questions that you may have about the program. Professor, thank you. Really appreciate it. And for any of you, don't hesitate to contact us if you have any additional questions. Thank you so much, all.
Okay, thank you for
rest of your
coming.
day.
Thank you for all the attendees. I hope I will see you soon here at USC. And have a wonderful night today. I will expect to see you soon. Bye-bye.